Hi guys, it's Taylor and welcome back to my channel. So it's been a long time since I've done a TBR, and what I have learned from my unofficial break from TBRs is that I really need a TBR. I apparently don't pace myself well, and it's much easier for me to get reading done when I'm like, okay, I can't slack on this book. I have other books I really want to get to. I promised my viewers that I would get to this book and I'm not getting to it, so I need to read a little bit faster. So, I am definitely going to be trying to do more TBRs. So let's get to the books that I want to read for the month of March. If you don't know, March is my birth month. My birthday is around mid to sort of in the middle of March. So my goal for the month of March is to only read 4- and 5-star predictions. So books that I am 90% sure will be a 4 or 5 star. Because I don't need any negativity during my birth month. It's about me here. So, let's not waste any time and let's get started on the books that I'm reading for the month of March. So this is a book that I'm currently reading, and that is On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. This is a book about an aspiring rapper named Bree. Her mother recently lost her job, so now her family is facing homelessness. On top of all of that, the first rap that she ever records goes viral, unfortunately for the wrong reasons. That she has a couple of controversial lyrics in there, and she sort of deals with the fallout from that. It's really good so far. I'm about 130 pages in, and I'm really liking it. I was supposed to finish it for Blackathon, but whoops! But Black History Month can be any month, you know? You should be able to read Black written and books with Black main characters in it. And other months besides February. That's a little secret from me. So I'm really liking this so far, and I am excited to I'm excited to finish it. Whoops. Next up, we've got another book that I was supposed to finish for Blackathon and just didn't, and that would be A Duke by Default by Alyssa Cole. I have already read A Princess in Theory, which I thought was really cute, although a little overrated and too long. However, I am really excited for this. It features the best friend from A Princess in Theory. So I don't know much about what this is about, but I believe it's about the main character, Portia, likes to do all of these weird classes. She's kind of trying to find herself. And so she takes an apprenticeship with a sort of like swordsman. With a sword maker, that's it, with a sword maker in Scotland. And oops, he's a duke. And he's an older man, I guess, because he's kind of gray, so I guess he's a silver fox here. And of course they start to fall in love, and of course like sexy times occur, and so on. It's, you know, a romance book. First of all, I love the cover. I might end up buying it just because of the cover, but we'll see, because this is a library book. Support your local library. But I'm excited to get to it. It seems shorter than A Princess in Theory, and I do really like Alyssa Cole's writing style. I think she mixes both funny and sexy, and it works really well. And she kind of has this great way of integrating these sort of ridiculous plot lines, like, you know, what are the odds that you're going to meet and fall in love with a duke? And she sort of integrates it in a way that I think is really fun and funny. Next up, we've got Summer Night by Jim Butcher. This is, I believe, the 4th book in the Dresden Files series, which I took a quick break from, but I don't want to drop the series because I really, really like it. So if you don't know what the series is about, it's about Chicago's only known wizard, and he sort of runs a detective agency, and he works with the local police to solve sort of magic-related crimes. So I have had some complaints with this series, and I don't think I've rated any of the books higher than a 4 or lower than a 3. And so this is technically my only exception because I don't think it's going to be a 5-star read, and it might not even be a 4-star read. But when I say these books are so much fun, like when I say they're fun, they're funny, Jim Butcher's sense of humor is pretty much aligned with mine. Like, I don't laugh out loud with a lot of books, but I always laugh out loud a couple of times while reading his books. My biggest complaints and why they're usually rated so low is that women are not treated well in these books. They're always, you know, hot bodies with long legs, and sometimes there's not much else to them. I will say that his female characters do tend to be interesting, but that's kind of negated when, you know, it's like, oh man, she's smart, but her legs, am I right? You know, it gets a little frustrating. However, I do really like these books, and if you have a chance to read the series, you definitely should. So the next book is Artemis Fowl, The Eternity Code. This is the 3rd book in the Artemis Fowl series. If you don't know, I'm one of the hosts for the Artemis Fowl read-along. This is a read-along hosted by me, Cara at the Wild Book Garden and Giselle from Giselle Bradley. And we are basically reading one Artemis Fowl book a month and discussing it over a live show. All of this is leading up to the release of the Artemis Fowl film. And so I am excited to get to this one because I think it has a lot of Butler-related angst, which I crave. Next up is a book that I have seen talked about all over BookTube, and that is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I don't know much about the series. I do know it features a female assassin. I think that's her on the cover. Isn't that a beautiful cover? And the society is based off of like a sort of fantasy Japan, which I am really excited to get to. I've heard nothing but good things about Jay Kristoff's writing style, and I don't know. I think this is going to be a 4 or 5 star for sure. I am also going to be reading The Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan. I received an ARC for this book from NetGalley, and I am so excited to get to read this before it comes out. I don't know much about what the series is about, other than that it is a dark fantasy, but it was one of my most anticipated reads of 2019, just because I heard dark fantasy. It has the word wicked in it, and the cover is beautiful, and that's enough for me. So look out for that book review and maybe a Goodreads review. Yay! And last but not least, we've got Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I am way behind on this. A lot of people on BookTube have read this and loved it, and I haven't gotten to it. I know some of my friends were kind of iffy on this, but they thought I might like it because I am more romantically inclined than they are. I've also been intimidated because it's pretty big, but I do want to get to it. I don't know much about this. I know the main character's name is Laszlo Strange, and he's a librarian, and I think there's a character named Blue, and it's a fantasy, and that's it. I kind of really want to go in blind, just because I don't want to make judgments before the book, like before I've even started reading the book. So yeah, although from the little bits that I've heard about this book, I think it's going to be a 4 or 5 star for me. And those are the books I'm reading for the month of March. What books are you guys reading? Please let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to follow my social media, which is also linked down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, of course. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.